So welcome back guys to another one of my videos. As you can see, today my video is not about my FK2, it's about this Range Rover Evoque. This one's actually my wife's car. I managed to get the keys off her. So in this video I'm going to go about how this car compares to its competitors, what it's like to drive, what engine options there are available, and just a general review as an owner's guide to this car. So this one's a pure tech edition. It's a 2015 model year. So what that basically means is that it comes with everything that you really need: auto lights, auto wipers, auto dimming rear view mirror, alloy wheels, and this particular one's got sat nav, being the tech model, and it's also got the privacy glass on the back, and it's got some black edition lettering, black grille, fog lamps, etc. So this one's quite fully loaded actually. It's even got an 825 watt Meridian sound system, which absolutely sounds amazing, and it's got a lovely panoramic glass roof. What I like about this car is the way it actually sits, especially from this back kind of a profile. It's got the black lettering again, and it's got the black trim which is up here, which is usually grey. This isn't the dynamic, because the dynamic would normally come with the squared off exhaust pipes, or the exhaust trims rather. This one's got the more kind of circular chrome exhaust tips, which in my opinion look a lot better than the squared off ones, because the squared off ones are actually just there cosmetically. These actually go straight into the exhaust pipe, so they're more functional, should I say. So come on, let's go and have a look at the interior of this car, because that's where you end up spending most of the time. So the interior of this car, in my opinion, is quite timeless. Timeless as in, this launched in 2011 and it still looks quite fresh today. Clear cut dials, a really nice seating position, Meridian sound system, 8-inch infotainment system, dual zone climate control, and the legendary terrain response system from Range Rover. And what is a must in this car is the lovely panoramic glass roof. There you go. There's no kind of bars in the middle for the blinds. The blinds are actually tucked away right in the back. And what I like about the panoramic glass roof is the amount of light that he actually lets in. It's quite important, because when you sit in here and it's dark outside, it does feel quite dark and dingy. And look at those sport seats. It's amazing that in a SUV like this you get sport seats like that. So guys, we've had like a little walk around of the car. We've seen the interior of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go for a drive, and throughout the drive I'm going to be talking about how this car handles, how it drives, etc., and give you guys like a more kind of in-depth review of what it's like living with a car like this as well. So come on, let's go. The car's open and I've got the keys for the day. The model that we have here is the model year 2015 2.2 SD4 4-wheel drive. Now let's start off with what exactly is a Range Rover and how it fits into the family tree of Range Rovers and Land Rovers. So Land Rovers have always been the kind of utilitarian element of the brand, and Range Rover has always had that kind of upmarket luxury feel, where most of them come with a lot of luxury equipment, leather, and historically a lot of wood, walnut dash, etc. So the Range Rover Evoque launched in 2011. To date they've sold 600,000, and to mark that they've just launched a special edition called the Landmark Edition, which comes with some fancy colours and some extra trim. Now the model that we've got here, like I said, it's a 2.2 SD4. It's a pre-facelift. Now in the pre-facelift, what Range Rover did was they had the same engine, a 2.2, but they had it in two outputs in terms of power and two drivetrains options. So they did a TD4 150 brake horsepower 4-wheel drive. They did a 2.2 150 brake horsepower 2-wheel drive called the ED4, and then they did this one which was the SD4 2.2 190 brake 4-wheel drive. And in my opinion this is the pick of the bunch, purely because it's got quite a lot of punch under the engine. pulls the car quite well, you know, with minimum effort from the driver. So you know, this is the one to really go for. The one I've got here also is it comes with the 6-speed manual gearbox. The option is the 6-speed auto, and then later on they did a 9-speed auto. Now the reason I didn't go for either of them is that the 6-speed auto, in my opinion, was really sluggish to kind of change up or to change down. So for example, you're coming up to a roundabout, you know, and you presume that the car's going to change down as you slow down, but he actually holds onto the higher gear. So when you kind of come into a stop and you're trying to pull away, it's still in like the 2nd or the 3rd gear, and by that point you've put your foot down, the car's going to bog down, and you missed your opportunity to kind of get away. The 9-speed auto is meant to be a little bit better, but because those ratios are kind of closely stacked together, the car again is kind of always changing between those ratios, and again I would find that quite frustrating. I mean, I've had an 8-speed ZF gearbox in the past in my BMW, and that was a pure gem. I don't think that the 9-speed in Range Rovers is really that great. In terms of how this car handles, it actually handles quite well for an SUV. What you got to remember is this isn't a big Range Rover. It's got the same DNA as Range Rover's bigger cars like the Vogue and the Sport, but it's kind of packaged in a kind of a compact design. And when it goes around corners, it actually goes around corners, and dare I say, it feels a bit sporty. Another thing to kind of note is that this is not a kind of a pretend SUV. Now what I mean by a pretend SUV is basically a hatchback on stilts, like most of its competitors are. You can't compare this to a Nissan Qashqai, you can't compare this to a Kia Sportage or a Hyundai Santa Fe, etc. This is in a league of its own. Let's talk about the power of this car and try to put that into some kind of context. 190 brake horse might not seem like a lot, but if you go back say 7 years, maybe a little bit more, let's go back 10 years, and if we look at a Range Rover Sport which came with a 2.7 TD V6 engine, which was like it's a 2.7 V6 engine, that only produced 175 to 180 brake. Now I'm not going to say that this has the finesse and the smoothness of a V6, no way, not at all, but what I will say is this has a lot more power than that. If you are seriously considering buying a Range Rover or a Land Rover, whatever you do, do not try and go and buy one private or from an auction with no warranty. What I would suggest is just go and buy one from a dealership, and the reason for that is that all used Land Rovers, Range Rovers will come with a minimum of 2 years dealership stroke manufacturer's warranty, and that's quite important because when they do go wrong, and trust me they will, this one hasn't yet, the 2 years warranty, is literally like it's a peace of mind, and after the 2 years it's up to you whether you want to extend that or whatever you do, that's up to you. So another thing that kind of differentiates the Range Rover Evoque from the hatchbacks on stilts is its legendary terrain response system, which is down here. What that does is, if you ever come across some snow, ice, gravel, ruts, mud, whatever, you can select a special program, and what that will do is it will map the torque settings of that car to that terrain, and it will literally just pull you away with ease. And that's one of the best reasons to kind of buy a Range Rover Evoque over anything else. I hope you found this video useful. If you are in the market for a used SUV, the Range Rover Evoque is the one, and not those hatchbacks on stilts. I would just recommend that you go and you buy one from an approved used dealership. That way you'll get a 2 years warranty as a bare minimum. There's no other SUV out there that bags that much style and the off-road capabilities in such a compact package. Whether you use those off-road capabilities or not, that's entirely up to you, but in my opinion they're just bragging rights to actually have. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next vid. Cheers, bye bye.